This is a 190 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Rice, capital R-I-C-E. Defense attorney, Ms. M.S. period West, capital W-E-S-T. We'll start with defense attorney. Ready? Good morning, Mr. Albee. Good morning, sir. Are you here today in compliance with the subpoena that we issued to you? Yes. Did you want to come here today? To be honest, at the beginning, I didn't want to come, but now I'm here, so I'm ready to do it. Yeah, thank you, sir. You're welcome. How old are you, Mr. Albee? I'm 46. What's your educational background? I have a Bachelor of Commerce. From what institution? From Egypt. Okay, Egypt is where you were from originally. Yes, I'm originally from Egypt. How long have you been living in the Boston area? I came to Boston 2008. Back in April of 2013, where were you working at that time? I was working at Albara Market in Cambridge. How long had you been working there? Since I came to the States in 2008. Okay, so a number of years, yes, almost 7 years. What was your position there? I'm the store manager. Okay, what kind of store is it? It's for Middle Eastern food stuff and have meat and chicken. Geographically in Cambridge. Is it near the Islamic Society of Boston Mosque on Prospect Street? Yes, it's about 2 blocks away from the mosque. Were you working on the afternoon of April 15, 2013? Yes, I was. While you were working, did you hear about the explosions at the marathon? Yes, I did. I did through a customer. He came and told me there's something happening during the marathon, and I watched the news on my laptop. Now, sometime after you heard about the explosions, did you encounter a person in the store coming into the store as a customer who you later learned to be Tamerlan Tsarnaev? Yes. Now, is Tamerlan Tsarnaev somebody you had seen in the store before? I saw him a couple of times, yes, over the years you worked there. Yes, about maybe every 2-3 months I see him. Every 2-3 months, yeah, I work there only 3 days a week. So now on the afternoon of April 15 of 2013, can you describe your interaction with Tamerlan Tsarnaev on that day? Can you repeat the question, please? On April 15, 2013, can you describe your interaction with Tamerlan on that day? When he came that day while I was watching the news on my laptop, and I think he grabbed some cookies or chocolate, and I told him, do you heard about the bomb, the marathon bombing? And he said no, and I told him as a joke, you're not the one who did it. And he smiled to me and he said no. And what happened then? And then he left. He just bought some cookies and candy and left. Yes, as far as I remember, he just bought something. From your prior encounters with Mr. Tsarnaev in the store over the years, how would you describe him physically, his demeanor? What do you mean by him? Well, he's a big guy. He's a muscly guy, and to be honest, the conversation between me and him, it was only like normal chatting, like, hi, how are you? How is everything? How is your daughter? Because he has a daughter same age as my daughter, so most of the conversation was about how is the girl and does she speak, does she walk? That's it, no more. Did you have any observations of how he carried himself, how he shook hands with you? He's a big guy, so when he shake your hand, he's what you can say is proud of his muscles, like he show off that I'm a big guy and I can squeeze your hand. Now, in addition to seeing him at the store, first of all, let me ask you, do you sometimes yourself attend the Islamic Society Mosque on Prospect Street? Yes, I do. Every Friday I work in the store and we close during the prayer time and I go to pray and come back to work. And did you observe an incident involving Tamerlan Tsarnaev at the mosque in the fall of 2012? I did, yes. Can you describe what you observed? Well, I think it was before the election, and to be honest, I can't remember which election, the presidential election or the governor of the city. And Imam, during the speech, the lecture at prayer, he was saying that he was encouraging everybody to go and elect and choose one of the guys, and then by participating in the election, we can be a full-time citizen, and so on and so on. He didn't like that, so he stood up and he told him we shouldn't do that. Do you remember any of the words he used? He called the imam, you are hypocrite. What was his demeanor like? What did his voice sound like? He always, as I said, he's proud of his muscles and his voice. When he talks, he's loud. He doesn't speak. He has loud voice. Yeah. Did he make any gestures or anything like that? Say it again, please. Did he make any gestures with his hands as he did this? Yeah. He said to Imam when he was talking to the Imam, he was using his hands. How long did the interruption last? A few seconds, maybe 10, 20 seconds, and then he sat down. Okay, now were you there for a second incident involving Tamerlan a few months later? Yes, I was there. Can you describe what happened that time? That week it was Martin Luther King week or holiday, and also it was the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. So as Muslims, we celebrate the birthday of the Prophet. So the Imam was saying that this week we have Martin Luther King, and he was a great guy. And he did so, and so for human rights and for the history of Martin Luther King, as everybody knows, also in the same week we have the Prophet Muhammad. He did that for mankind. He was doing comparison between Martin Luther King and the Prophet Muhammad. The first part of the speech was in Arabic, so I think he didn't understand what was going on. When you say he, who do you mean? Are you referring to Tamerlan? Yes, sorry. And then when the second half, Imam say in English, and when he start to do it to compare between Martin Luther King and what he did and the Prophet Muhammad, he didn't like it, and he stood up. He didn't like it, and he was shouting at him. He was shouting this time. Yeah, he was saying that he shouldn't do this. How long did this incident last? Again, maybe 30 seconds or something like that. I can't remember, to be honest. How did it end? What happened? He looked at everybody and he said, you guys, you should kick him out or he should go. People tell him, no, you go out, and then he left. Thank you, Mr. Albee. I have nothing further for you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, sir. I'm one of the prosecuting attorneys. Mr. Albee, when Mr. Tamerlan came to your store, the Albara, on April 5th, I don't own the store. I work there. I'm sorry, you don't own the store. You're just an employee. Yes. Do you still work there? Yes, I do. He came to the store, and you had seen him before. Yes, a couple of times before April 15 of 2013. Yeah. Had you seen him in the few months between these incidents at the mosque and the bombing? I think so, yeah. Is that the time period where he would attend the store? Yes. And he was pleasant with you? Yes. When he came, he actually, I think one time he came with his young daughter, correct? Yes, he did. And he was pleasant with her. Yes, he was. When he came on April 16, 2013, and he bought, I think you said cookies and maybe chocolate. Yes, normally he buys cookies and chocolate for the daughter. He was alone on that day, correct? On the day of the incident, yes, he was alone. And your store is very close to the mosque on Prospect Street, 2 blocks away from the mosque. Is there also a Whole Foods on that street? Yes, that's not far as well, correct? No, and you didn't see the defendant come into the store that day, correct? Who? The defendant, the person seated at counsel table? No, I never met him in my life. He had never come into that store before. I don't know, but I never met him in my life. You didn't see a car waiting outside on that day on April? No, I didn't see. How long was Tamerlan in your store? Maybe a half minute. He just came in, yeah, said a few things and then left. Yes. All right, the word list. Albee, capital A-L-B-E. Egypt, capital E-G-Y-P-T. Boston, capital B-O-S-T-O-N. Albara Market. It's capital A, small l, hyphen, small B-A-R-R-A, capital M on market. Cambridge, capital C-A-M-B-R-I-D-G-E. Middle Eastern, capital M on middle, capital E on Eastern. Islamic Society of Boston, capital I-S-L-A-M-I-C, capital S on Society, capital B on Boston. Prospect Street, capital P-R-O-S-P-E-C-T. capital S on street. Marathon, capital M on marathon. Tamerlan Tsarnaev, capital Tamerlan, new word, capital Tsarnaev. Imam, capital IMAM. Martin Luther King, capital MARTIN, new word, capital LUTHER, new word, capital KING. Prophet Muhammad is capital PROPHET, capital MOHAMED. Muslim, capital MUSLIM. Arabic, capital ARABIC. Whole Foods, capital WHOLE, new word, capital FOODS. And that's it for the word list. And that will conclude our 190 Q&A practice test.